procedural motion for the alteration of the sitting time of the Senate for Wednesday, 16th and Thursday, 17th of October 2024 was moved and approved to facilitate the impeachment hearing of the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Subsequently, via the Gazette Notice number 13178, I notify the general public that pursuant to Article 145, subsection 3 of the Constitution and Standing Order 78-1 of the Senate resolved to investigate the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, in plenary. Now, Honorable Senators, regarding the hearing and determination on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Deputy President, a program has been prepared and appended to today's order paper. As is the tradition, and in line with the schedule of activities for an impeachment hearing in plenary, the Senate will hold a closed-door preparatory session to deliberate on the management of the investigation. The objective of the preparatory session is to ensure that the process is conducted seamlessly, concluded timely, and in line with the requirements set out under the Constitution and the Senate standing orders. Honorable Senators, during the pre-hearing, the parties, if they are present, all members of the public and the media will be expected to withdraw from the chamber and the galleries, and any form of broadcasting from the chamber shall cease forthwith. In accordance with the program for the impeachment hearing, the open session will commence at exactly 10 a.m. Consequently, I now direct all members of
to this live proceeding of the Senate on this 16th day of October 2024. This is the 13th Parliament, the third session. This broadcast is brought to you by the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit in conjunction with the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. My name is Edward Kabasa. We'll take a look at the order of business this morning, where there will be the reading of the charges on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. There will be hearing and determination on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency the Deputy President. The Speaker of the National Assembly informed the Speaker of the Senate by a message received in the office of the Speaker of the National Assembly on Wednesday of the motion for the removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi
that by a letter reference number NA/DLP/TBO/MTS/2024 into brackets 025, dated the 8th of October 2024, the Speaker of the National Assembly informed the Speaker of the Senate that at a sitting of the National Assembly held on Tuesday, the 8th of October 2024, pursuant to Article 145(2), as read with Article 150 of the Constitution, the National Assembly approved a motion for the removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, AGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. The Speaker of the National Assembly forwarded the following documents to the Senate, being the record of proceedings of the National Assembly and the evidence adduced in support of the impeachment motion. 1, a copy of the notice of special motion and an affidavit of the Honorable Ekomas Mwengi Mutuse, OGW MP, dated 26th of September 2024 and received on the 27th of September 2024, running from page 40 to 42. 2, electronic evidence relating to the special motion contained in a flash disk. 3, order papers for 1st of October 2024, communication from the Chair number 046 of 2024, issued on Tuesday, the 1st of October 2024, communication from the Chair number 047 of 2024, issued on Tuesday, the 1st of October 2024. Certified Hansard and votes and proceedings for the 1st of October 2024, communication from the Chair number 048 of 2024, issued on the 2nd of October 2024. Letters of appointment of advocates for A, Swanya & Company Advocates for His Excellency the Deputy President. B, Dunstan Omari Advocates for Morani Manufacturers Limited. Letter to His Excellency the Deputy President forwarding the notice of motion. Affidavit of service on His Excellency the Deputy President. Order paper for the 2nd of October 2024. Certified Hansard and votes and proceedings for the 2nd of October 2024. Public participation advertisement of the 2nd of October 2024, being the Daily Nation newspaper, Standard newspaper, and Star newspaper. Public participation advertisement of the 3rd of October 2024, being the Daily Nation newspaper, Standard newspaper, Star newspaper, and Taifa Leo. Public views template, English and Kiswahili. Memo to constituency/county office managers dated the 4th of October 2024. Public participation advertisement of 4th of October 2024, being Daily Nation newspaper, Standard newspaper, and Star newspaper. Order issued by the High Court sitting at Kerugoya on Friday, the 4th of October 2024. Press statement by the Clerk of the National Assembly on the extension of public participation issued on the 4th of October 2024. This communication is long, and bearing the situation of Senator Gloria Roba, I will allow her to take her seat. Praise statement by the Clerk of the National Assembly on the extension of public participation issued on the 4th of October 2024. Public participation advertisement of the 5th of October 2024, being Standard, Saturday Nation newspaper, and Standard newspaper. Public participation report tabled on the 8th of October 2024. Response to the notice of special motion from His Excellency the Deputy President received on the 8th of October 2024 at 4 p.m. Electronic evidence by His Excellency the Deputy President relating to the special motion contained in a flash disk. Order paper for Tuesday, the 8th of October 2024. Communication from the Chair, number 049 of 2024, issued on Tuesday, the 8th of October 2024, and certified Hansard and votes and proceedings for the 8th of October 2024. Now, Honorable Senators, pursuant to Article 145, subsection 3A of the Constitution, and Standing Order 78-1 of the Senate, at the sitting of the Senate held on Wednesday, the 9th of October 2024, the charges against His Excellency the Deputy President, as contained in the motion of impeachment by the National Assembly, were read out to the assembled Senate. Honorable Senators, at this juncture, allow me to remind you of the mandate of the Senate in relation to the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Deputy President as provided for under Articles 150 and 145 of the Constitution, as read together with Standing Order 78 of the Senate. In particular, Article 150 of the Constitution states as follows: the Deputy President may be removed from office, A, on the ground of physical or mental incapacity to perform the functions of the office, or B, on impeachment on the ground of a gross violation of a provision of this Constitution or any other law, and 2, where there are serious reasons to believe that the Deputy President has committed a crime under national or international law, or 3, for gross misconduct. 2, the provisions of Articles 144 and 145 relating to the removal of the President shall apply with the necessary modifications to the removal of the Deputy President. Now, Article 145 of the Constitution, Standing Order 78, Part 1 of the second schedule of the Standing Orders of the Senate, provide for the procedure to be followed in the hearing and determination of the proposed removal from office by impeachment of the Deputy President. Specifically, Article 145(3) of the Constitution and Standing Order 78(1) of the Senate provide that the Senate may, by resolution, appoint a special committee comprising 11 of its members to investigate the matter. Honorable Senators will recall that at a sitting of the Senate held on Wednesday, the 9th of October 2024, the motion for establishment of special committee was deemed to have been withdrawn pursuant to Standing Order 70. This therefore paved the way for the investigation on the proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya to be held in plenary. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, by way of status update, pursuant to Rules 4A, Senator Karen Nyamo, attentive please. By way of status update, pursuant to Rules 4A and 6 of the Rules of Procedure, when considering the proposed removal of the Deputy President in plenary, the Senate invited the Deputy President to appear and be represented before the Senate during its investigation. The Senate further invited the Deputy President, if he so chooses, to appear before the Senate to file an answer to the charges with the Office of the Clerk of the Senate by 5 p.m. on Monday, 14th of October 2024, setting out the following. 1, the Deputy President responds to the particulars of the allegations. 2, the mode of appearance before the Senate, whether in person, by advocate, or in person and by advocate. 3, the names and addresses of the persons to be called as witnesses, if any, and witness statements containing a summary of the evidence to be presented by such witnesses before the Senate. And lastly, any other evidence to be relied on. Pursuant to Rules 4B and 7 of the Rules of Procedure, when considering the proposed removal of the Deputy President in plenary, the Senate notified the National Assembly of the date for the commencement of the investigation and invited the National Assembly to designate members of the National Assembly who shall appear and represent the National Assembly before the Senate during the investigation. The National Assembly was further invited, if it so chooses, to appear before the Senate to file with the Office of the Clerk of the Senate by 5 p.m. on Monday, 14th of October 2024, setting out documentation of the following. 1, designating members of the National Assembly, if any, who shall attend and represent the National Assembly in the proceeding before the Senate. 2, indicating the mode of appearance before the Senate, whether in person, by advocate, or in person and by advocate. 3, indicating the names and addresses of the persons to be called as witnesses, if any, and witness statements containing a summary of the evidence to be presented by such witnesses before the Senate. And lastly, specifying any other evidence to be relied on. Now, honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, on 14th of October 2024, the Office of the Clerk of the Senate received a response reference number SW/PET/153/VOEN/01/2024 and dated the 14th of October 2024 to the invitation to appear issued to the Deputy President from a Sanywa company advocate, who indicated that His Excellency the Deputy President had appointed the firm to represent him in the proceeding before the Senate, and that the Deputy President would also appear in person and by advocates. The letter also indicated the list of counsel representing His Excellency, the Deputy President, and the list of witnesses for the Deputy President. Similarly, on 14th of October 2024, the Office of the Clerk of the Senate received a response reference number NA/CAN/CO/2024 into brackets 562 and dated 14th of October 2024 to the invitation to appear issued to the National Assembly from the Clerk of the National Assembly, indicating that Messrs. G&A Advocates LLP had been appointed to represent the National Assembly and that the National Assembly would appear in person and by advocates. The letter also indicated the members of the National Assembly representing the National Assembly in these proceedings and the witnesses for the National Assembly. Pursuant to Rule 8 of the Rules of Procedure, when considering the proposed removal from office of the Deputy President in plenary, on Monday, 14th of October 2024, the Clerk of the Senate furnished each party with the documentation filed by the other party in accordance with Rule 6 and 7 of the Rules of Procedure. Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, the hearing program, which has been appended to today's order paper, details the various activities in the hearing and determination of the matter and the time allocated for each activity. It will be crucial that all parties comply with the time allocated. I will repeat, it will be crucial that all parties comply with the time allocated. The parties will be notified of the balance of time on each activity through the clerks at the table. In summary, the program states that after we have dispensed with the preliminary matters today, Wednesday, 16th of October 2024, the charges against the Deputy President, as submitted by the National Assembly, shall be read. Thereafter, His Excellency the Deputy President will be given an opportunity to take a plea on the charges. This will be followed by an opening statement by the National Assembly and the Deputy President. After the conclusion of the opening statements, the presentation of the case of the National Assembly shall commence. The National Assembly will have a maximum of 3 hours for presentation of the case and re-examination, while the Deputy President will be allocated 2 hours for cross-examination of witnesses after presentation of the case by the National Assembly. Honorable Senators will be given an opportunity to ask questions or seek clarification from the National Assembly. This should take us up to the end of today's sitting. At the sitting scheduled for tomorrow, Thursday, the 17th of October 2024, His Excellency the Deputy President will present his case, presentation of the case and re-examination, while the National Assembly will be allowed 2 hours for cross-examination of witnesses. Honorable Senators will also be given an opportunity to ask questions or seek clarifications from the Deputy President, following which the closing statements by the parties will be made for a period not exceeding 1 hour each. As provided for under Rule 27 of the Rules of Procedure for removal of Deputy President by impeachment, after the closing statements have been made, the hearing shall conclude and the Senate shall proceed into camera session to deliberate on the issues raised. The Senate shall thereafter proceed to debate a special motion prior to voting on each of the charges. At this stage, a supplementary order paper will be issued to facilitate this debate. In accordance with Article 145(7) of the Constitution and Standing Order 788 of the Senate, the voting shall be by all senators. The Deputy President shall cease to hold office if at least 2/3 of all senators vote to uphold any of the impeachment charges. If, however, the vote in the Senate fails to result in the removal of the Deputy President, counsel for the National Assembly to introduce the legal team of the National Assembly and the members representing the National Assembly by stating the full name and designation of each person. You may proceed, counsel.
Mr. Speaker, sir, for the National Assembly, the legal representation is as follows. The Honorable James Orengo, Senior Counsel, leading the team. Mr. Paul Nyamodi, Legal Counsel. Myself, Eric Gumbo, Legal Counsel. Dr. Mudomi Viankolu, Legal Counsel. Mr. Moses Kipkogei, Legal Counsel, Mr. Peter Wanyama, Legal Counsel, Mr. Ken Meli, Legal Counsel, and Mr. Mwangi Kangu, Legal Counsel. Mr. Speaker, sir, this team is further assisted by a team of our younger colleagues, Mr. Alex Bayer, Legal Counsel, Mr. Elias Ouma, Legal Counsel, Mr. Eric Muriuki, Legal Counsel, Mr. Boniface Mawira, Legal Counsel, and Ms. Joanne Jeruto, Legal Counsel. From the National Assembly, we have the Honorable Otiende Amolo, Senior Counsel. We have the Honorable George Gitonga Murugara. We have the Honorable Samuel Chepkonga. We have the Honorable John Makali. And we also have the Honorable Zamzam Mohammed. I submit, Mr. Speaker, sir.
I similarly now invite counsel for His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, to introduce the legal team representing His Excellency the Deputy President by stating the full name and designation of each person. Counsel, you may proceed.
Mheshimiwa Speaker, honorable senators, the legal team representing His Excellency the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, who is present in this august house, are as follows. Myself, Paul Muite, Elisha Ongoya, Tom Macharia, Soanya Victor Ogeto, Ndego Wanjiro, John Jomo, Faith Waigwa, Amos Kisilu, George Wandati, George Sakiba, Andrew Muge, Eric Naibei, Mrs. Julia Omwamba, and Mr. Willis Echeza. Mheshimiwa Speaker, we will be raising an issue about one of the members of the legal team read out this morning as representing the National Assembly. I thank you, and I thank honorable members.
Honorable Senators, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the Senate, I welcome the National Assembly and its team, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGS, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, and his team, members of the public, and as you are aware, Article 118 of the Constitution mandates Parliament to conduct its business in an open manner, and that its sittings and those of its committees shall be open to the public. The hearing of the proposed removal from office of the Deputy President pursuant to Article 145 of the Constitution, Standing Order 78, and the second schedule to the standing orders of the Senate is a matter that has generated immense public interest.
also appearing for the National Assembly. Mr. Speaker, sir, our objection is in line with the conduct of this House, and the records bear as witness that we also have, we'll also be relying on an authority in our objection. Mr. Speaker, sir, we are raising an objection to the appearance of my senior advocate, legal counsel, James Orengo, to represent the National Assembly in these proceedings. And this is the basis of our objection briefly, that my learned friend, senior James Orengo, is a full-time serving state officer as per Article 260 of the Constitution, as read together with Section 26, subsection 2 of the Leadership and Integrity Act, which bars a full-time state officer from engaging in meaningful employment. Mr. Speaker, sir, it will be prejudicial to our client if this House was to allow Mr. Speaker, sir, just recently, this House, which is a House of record, we bear as witness that during the impeachment of the Deputy Governor of Kisii County, the County Assembly attempted to appear by legal counsel represented by one Honorable Soro. An objection was raised by my learned friend, Senator Chargei, which objection was sustained by this House. Mr. Speaker, sir, our objection is further premised in the High Court decision, that is High Court Constitutional Petition 204 of 2019, where Justice Ogola barred His Excellency the Governor of Siaya County from representing the then Director General of Kenya Port Authority, one Daniel Maduk. The judgment is before this honorable House that a person who is engaged in full-time employment cannot then purport to appear and represent a party before this Assembly. It will raise serious conflict of interests. The same will prejudice our client, and it's also in violation of clear provisions of the law as cited. In that respect, Mr. Speaker, sir, we invite you to uphold our objection before the charges are read out to the to our client. Mr. Speaker, sir, in this ruling that I've just cited, the court was of the view that a person who is engaged in full-time engagement as a state officer cannot and is barred from representing a party in a private capacity. We so beseech you, Mr. Speaker, sir, to uphold our objection. I am most humbled.
Counsel for the National Assembly, if you look at our program, the preliminary objections were to be raised after His Excellency has taken plea. And therefore, we'll allow the clerk to read the charges. Before anything else, I will allow the counsel for the National Assembly to respond, and therefore I will make my ruling, and then we'll take it from there.
I am most obliged, Mr. Speaker, sir.
proposed removal from office by impeachment of His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Particulars of the allegations. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, please take the stand. Your Excellency Rigathi Gachagua, EGH, Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, the grounds for your proposed removal from office by impeachment, as received by the Senate from the National Assembly, are as follows. Part A, gross violation of the Constitution or any other law pursuant to Article 51(b)(1) of the Constitution. Ground 1, gross violation of Articles 10, 2A, B, and C, 27(4), 73(1)A and 2B, 75(1)C, and 129(2) of the Constitution, and Articles 147(1), as read with Article 131(2)C and D of the Constitution. The preamble of the Constitution provides, among other things, that the people of Kenya adopted and enacted it, A, being proud of the ethnic, cultural, and religious diversity, and a determination to live in peace and unity as one indivisible sovereign nation, and B, recognizing the aspirations of all Kenyans for a government based on the essential values of human rights, equality, freedom, democracy, social justice, and the rule of law. The preamble of the Constitution is supplemented by Article 10, 2A, B, and C of the Constitution, which establishes the core national values and principles of governance that bind all state officers, including the Deputy President. These values and principles include patriotism, human dignity, national unity, equity, social justice, inclusiveness, non-discrimination, equality, human rights, protection of the marginalized, democracy, and good governance. Moreover, Articles 73(1)A and 2B of the Constitution establish responsibilities of leadership. They provide that the authority assigned to a state officer, such as the Deputy President, is a public trust to be exercised in a manner that is consistent with the purpose and objects of the Constitution, demonstrates respect for the people, brings honor to the nation and dignity to the office, and promotes public confidence in the integrity of the office. Also, Article 27(4) of the Constitution prohibits all forms of discrimination, including discrimination based on ethnic or social origin, conscience, belief, language, and birth. Further, Article 73(2)B of the Constitution provides that decision-making should be objective and impartial and should not be influenced by favoritism and improper motives. Furthermore, Article 75(1)C of the Constitution provides that a state officer should behave, whether in public and official life, in private life, or in association with other persons, in a manner that avoids demeaning the office he holds. Therefore, as a matter of constitutional compliance, the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya, who is the principal assistant to the President of the Republic, is required, A, to promote the constitutional core values such as peace and unity of all Kenyans in the context of ethnic, cultural, and religious diversity, patriotism, national unity, rule of law, democracy, and participation of the people, equity, social justice, inclusiveness, equality, human rights, non-discrimination, and protection of the marginalized and good governance. B, to respect and uphold representation of Kenya's multi-ethnic and culturally diverse society through the promotion of equality and affording equal opportunities to all Kenyans in appointments to the public service and allocation of public resources. And C, to make, promote, and implement public policy decisions that do not discriminate against any Kenyan based on conscience, ethnic or social origin, language, or birth. However, on diverse dates throughout the last 2 years, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua has persistently made utterances threatening to discriminate, exclude, and unlawfully deny sections of the people of Kenya and regions of the Republic of Kenya equal opportunities for public service appointments and allocation of public resources. Besides, the utterances are highly inflammatory and insightful and significantly undermine national unity and the peaceful coexistence of Kenya's diverse communities. To illustrate, A, sometime in 2023, at a public forum in Kajiado County within the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua made highly inflammatory and insightful public pronouncements to the effect that the government of Kenya is a company and that the allocation of government development projects and public sector jobs are based on shares determined by how the populace of the various ethnic communities voted in the 2022 general election. Specifically, he stated as follows, quote, "A government is like a company. There is shareholding. Kuna wale who have invested a lot of shares, kuna wale wameweka kidogo, kuna wale wamekataa, lakini wote ni wa Kenya. So ndio tukasema, kama wewe umeenda kupanda mahindi, ama wacha nipeane example ya ng'ombe, kwa sababu niko Kajiado. Wewe uko na ng'ombe yako ya maziwa, hiyo ng'ombe imezaliwa ikiwa njao, umeichunga vizuri, umepatia majani, umenunulia dairy meal, umepatia chumvi, umepeleka kwa malisho, umepatia maji, imezaa, imeanza kukamuliwa. Wewe unatakiwa kwanza ukue mtu ya kwanza kukamua hiyo ng'ombe na kunywa maziwa." End of quote. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua emphasized the divisive and insightful narrative embodied in the above utterances as follows, quote, "Haiwezekani mtu ambaye alikuwa anakupigia kelele ukichunga hii ng'ombe na kusema hii ng'ombe ni ile ya kienyeji, hakuna haja ya kushughulika naye. Hii ng'ombe ni bure, haiwezi kutoa maziwa. Hii ng'ombe hata ikipona jicho moja, wachana nayo, unapoteza wakati. Saa ile ng'ombe imezaa, imetoa maziwa, amekuja na kikombe, amekuja na sufuria, anataka atolewe maziwa. Mimi nikasema hiyo haiwezekani. Nikasema yule mwenye hii ng'ombe na kuichunga na kuitunza, kwanza akamue maziwa, yeye na watoto wake wakunywe, ile itabaki aitie majirani. Hata yule alikuwa anapiga kelele akisema hii ng'ombe ni bure na haiwezekani, kama kunayo imebaki pia apewe, kama hakuna imebaki atembee. Si namna hiyo?" End of quote. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua made similar remarks at another public forum as follows, quote, "A government is like a company. I did not say it is a company. I said it is like a company. In every company, there are shares, preferential shares and ordinary shares. When there is an AGM, non-shareholders do not vote or attend the AGM. When there are dividends to be divided, they are divided according to the number of shares. That is the truth." End of quote. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua continued the insightful and divisive utterances at yet another forum where he stated as follows, quote, "Si lazima tungeangalia nyinyi. Sisi lazima tungeangalia nyinyi. Hii serikali ni kampuni na ni ya shares. Si ndio? Ni ya shares. kuna wenye kampuni, wale wako na shares mingi, wale wako na chache, kuna wale hawana. Sasa nyinyi mliinvest kwa hii kampuni ya William Ruto na Rigathi Gachagua. Sasa lazima mvune. Yule ambaye alipanda atafanya nini? Simulipanda, simuliamka mapema. End of quote. At another forum in Nandi County, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua continued the same divisive and insightful narrative as follows. Quote, Raisa ako pale niko hapo. Raisa ako pale niko hapo. Huyu Felix ako hapo. Mimi mnanijua msimamo wangu ya kwamba watoto wakiwa wengi kuna wale kwanza ya kuangaliwa. Si mnajua? Sasa huyu Felix ako pale ndiye kuunganisha mawaya. Mambo yenu tumepanga. Mambo iko sawa. Chakula iko jikoni, karibu kuiva. Watoto ni wengi, chakula ni kidogo. Iko watoto ya nyumbani, iko wajirani. Iko namna hiyo. Na nyinyi mtulie. Chakula ikiiva, sisi ndio wenye kupakua. Na watoto tunawajua kwa sura na kwa msimamo. Hatuwezi kuwa confused. Kuna mtu hajui watoto wake? Na wiki inakuja tutatangaza hatua kali ile tutachukua na ile maneno tumepanga. End of quote. In addition, in September 2024, during a public rally in Nairobi, His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua made public utterances that incited other communities against the ethnic communities that live around the Mount Kenya region by stating as follows, quote, na mimi mkaniambia nimsaidie rais kwa kazi, lakini nikiwa hapo kwa serikali nikuwe pia nikichunga mambo ya watu wa mlima. Niendelee kuchunga mambo ya mlima ama nisichunge? Sasa hiyo kuchunga mambo ya mlima inaniletea matatizo. Ati naambiwa mimi ni mkabila. Mimi ni mkabila kweli? Nikichunga mambo ya watu wa mlima iko makosa? Iko makosa? End of quote. His Excellency Rigathi Gachagua'S utterances throughout the past 2 years undermined the promotion of national unity in the context of Kenyan society's multi-ethnic demography.
Clerk, just pause for a bit. Honorable Senators,
our next guest is Wakili Willis Otieno, Advocate of the High Court of Kenya. Good morning, Wakili.
Good morning, Eric.
How are you doing?
Fine, thank you. Yes.
Good to see you.
Good to see you after such a long time.
You're looking well.
Good. Looking forward to today's court sessions.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you have in court today? You know you're always constantly
No, that is my...
battling one thing or the other.
No, they are not the controversial ones. These are now the real legal issues.
These are real.
Not politically instigated legal issues. Yes.
Here is mambo ya jurisprudence.
Jurisprudence.
Very good.
Yes.
Sawa. Siti, why don't you jurisprudate this Wakili with the lawyer? Something called today's proverb.
Yes.
Where are we this week?
We are in the People's